Now, I know that any private investigator that conducts a lot of surveillance will undoubtedly make some rookie mistakes along the line. And just because they are rookie mistakes, it doesn't mean that a veteran PI won't make them on occasion as well. I am a firm believer in education through my own and others' mistakes. That is why I do a lot of these types of videos for you folks. I am guilty 100% of committing each of these rookie surveillance mistakes, and I want you to benefit from my mistakes. Many of the most common mistakes any private investigator can make on surveillance involves the PI's equipment. The one I seem to see most often involves the most basic of settings on a camera. That setting is the time setting. You have to remember to set your time on your cameras, that is all of your cameras, when the time changes for daylight saving or standard time. Now, I have made this mistake numerous times myself, and I have seen it with many other investigators too. The report says 9:05 a.m., but the video and the photo from the video says 8:05 a.m. This can easily be corrected in the report with a statement with something like, due to a malfunction with the camera time settings, the time is 1 hour behind in the video for this day. However, even though that explains it to the reader, it can negatively affect how somebody may perceive the private investigator's professionalism. This video is sponsored by OREP Insurance and Working PI Magazine. OREP is a leading provider of private investigator liability insurance. Visit orep.org for a quote today. It can also be easily attacked on the stand during cross-examination. Mr. Private Investigator, do you consider yourself a professional? Do you consider it to be professional to not have the correct time setting on your camera or other equipment? What other malfunctions occurred with your equipment during surveillance that day? As you can see, it can get brutal on the stand if you make rookie mistakes on surveillance. The next rookie mistake involves the same camera setting. This one is a little more complicated, but not so complicated that you cannot do it with all of your cameras. This entails syncing the time between your cameras. In other words, making sure that they are all set for the same approximate time. Again, I have made this rookie mistake many times myself, and I have seen it many times from other PIs in the past. Video at 9:05 a.m. shows the subject exiting his vehicle, walking across the parking lot, then entering the grocery store. Next video clip is at 9:03 a.m. while the subject is shopping inside the grocery store. Wait a minute. What was that? He entered the store at 9:05 a.m. but was shopping inside the store at 9:03 a.m.? Excuse me, please explain that one to the judge and jury. Again, it can be explained in your report, but it leaves a doubt in the reader's mind as to what is real and what is not real in the video. And while we're on the topic of syncing time settings, make sure you do the same when working with multiple investigators. This is a huge rookie mistake to not make sure that the timestamps will be the same between investigators. When I sync my camera's time settings, I just wait until about 15 or 20 seconds before the time changes on my computer, which is synced to a world clock. Then I go into the settings quickly, get the time set to the correct time, but I don't hit the set button yet. And when the time changes on my computer, I quickly set it on my camera. Our next rookie surveillance mistake also involves the camera. This one is the blatant misuse of the ever-popular zoom button. Yep, I'm guilty as charged on this one too. What you should do in a perfect surveillance case is you get your camera up, you hit the record button, you get the subject framed and focused in on the center of the screen, then you slowly zoom in for a face shot, then you slowly zoom back out, then you maintain your subject with all of his or her body parts fully visible inside the video. The rookie mistake that creeps in sometimes, though, is repeatedly zooming in and zooming out on the subject. Zooming in on the face too many times. Zooming in on the subject's legs or arms or whatever body part is supposed to be injured. Zooming in and out of the license plate over and over. Once you have an ID shot of the subject's face, the vehicle's license plate, the address number on the house, whatever it is you're trying to ID and document, once is enough. The other video should show the subject's full body and the surroundings as well to let your video tell the story. Also, be careful of those super fast zoom ins and zoom outs. This is another rookie mistake. Got to get that face shot. Hit the zoom in and then speed in and then you zoom back out really quick. But wait, did I get the face shot? Do it again. Zoom in, zoom out really fast. If you want your client to feel like they're on a roller coaster ride, this may be a good technique. Otherwise, make sure you use your zoom wisely. Next rookie mistake that leads to so many PIs getting burned while on mobile surveillance is the fast follow. This is when the subject leaves the neighborhood. The PI gets on them way too fast. Many times it is hard to not do this. as you may be afraid that you're going to lose them. But doing it too fast will bring attention to yourself very early in the game. Not only might your subject notice you, but so might their spouse, their children, and the neighbors. Staying calm and collected, making sure you know the egress points in the neighborhood and what the most likely route is when your subject leaves, and setting up accordingly is your best bet to beat this rookie mistake. I would rather lose my subject on the follow than get burned. If I lose them, I may be able to catch up to them or find them or wait for them back at the residence or just save it for another day. If I get burned, though, the gig is usually up. This next rookie mistake involves your surveillance setup. Again, yes, I am embarrassed to say it, but I have done this myself. Getting into the neighborhood thinking all is fine, I can just sit there in the front seat under a nice shade tree. No one will ever notice me. Never putting up any of my blackouts, never putting up a sunscreen in the windshield, never putting up the black curtain behind me. Yep, all is going to be fine. Then an hour or two into it, I realize the neighbors may have noticed me. Now it's way too late to try to hide inside your car. Now you have to come up with a quick story if somebody asks you what you're doing. Now you wonder if they called the police on you. Paranoia can set in very quickly at these times during surveillance, especially when you know that you have made a rookie mistake like this. And then there is the rookie mistake where you do pull in and you get set up and you get blacked out and you are all hidden inside your car. Then you pull up your phone or you pull up your tablet or you pull up your computer and you start watching videos, playing games, or working on reports, and you have just lit up the inside of your car like a beacon for all to see. Sure, you may have blackouts, but you have to have a way to see outside too, don't you? You have those holes in the corners of your blackouts, or you have the sunscreen pulled away slightly so you can see out, and the lights from your electronic devices is making you shine like a beacon. Anybody within eyeshot will see that flicker of light from the video or the game or the glow of the light in the darkness of the morning, telling the world, hey, somebody's hiding inside this vehicle. And don't forget your audio. If you're watching videos or playing games and the sounds are on, people walking past can hear those too. Myself, I prefer to either listen to audiobooks, watch videos I have already seen so I don't have to watch the screen. I can then just listen to it and keep my phone screen covered up on the seat, or just watch my target's location and work out the what-ifs of the day so I am prepared. Potty breaks are huge, and I mean huge rookie mistakes while on surveillance, folks. I know when you gotta go, but preparing for the case is of the utmost importance. Stop and go before you set up surveillance. Watch what you drink and how much you drink while you're on the case and prior to the case. Caffeinated drinks will make you have to go more often than just plain water. Flavored drinks will make you want to drink more than just plain water. I usually just have water and sports drinks with me. Having your own personal utilities to use inside your car is a must too. I don't have to go into a lot of details here, but those big sport drink bottles can come in really handy for other things after you have drank everything, at least for us guys. Gals, you are on your own figuring this one out. Taking potty breaks during surveillance is a recipe for disaster, folks. I can't tell you how many times I have heard the same story. The PI has to go. He leaves his post for 5 or 10 minutes to go use the restroom. Then he comes back and his subject is gone. Worse, you may not even know the subject is gone. If the vehicle that he took was parked inside the garage, then you have no clue that he left. When you returned, it appeared that nothing had changed. Or even worse yet, when you pull back in and you park, now the whole neighborhood sees you returning and everybody knows that you're sitting there inside your car. And with today's neighborhood watch programs, chances are your subject will know that you are there too. How about the tunnel vision PI while on mobile surveillance rookie mistake? Yep, you're following your guy. He's driving along maybe 5 or 6 miles over the speed limit. You see a light coming up. As the light changes, your subject is in the intersection. You gun it to make it through, and a nice police officer is sitting there clocking everybody. Now the old red and blues go on. He hits the siren and he pulls in behind you. Now you have lost your subject, but you also may have been spotted by your subject in his rearview mirror. You try to tell the cop, hey, I was following that guy and he was speeding too. Why pull me over? Yep, that won't fly. You just admitted you were following a car that was speeding. Thus, you admitted you were speeding too, and you get to go home with a nice ticket worth several $100s. Now, don't make the rookie mistakes of getting tunnel vision while following your subject. Keep your eyes on the subject and the road ahead. Be on the lookout for traffic lights, accidents, cops, shopping centers, freeway entrances, and whatever else may be there that will affect your mobile surveillance. Thank you so much to all of the PI Guy channel supporters out there. A huge shout out goes to my PI Guy premium supporters. Eric Hutchinson, thank you for your 33 months of support. Eric Lewis, thank you for your 22 months of support. And A is A Investigations, thank you very much for your 7 months of support as a PI Guy premium supporter. And a big shout out as well to Ivan Weich. Thank you so much for your 28 months of dedicated support as a PI Guy Supporter Plus. And William Tucker, thank you for your 31 dedicated months of support as a PI Guy regular supporter. If you would like more information on how you can become a PI Guy supporter and a channel member, then click the join button down below for more information.